This video was made possible by Surfshark. Get 83% off and access exclusive Netflix and YouTube content by using the link in the description. In the mid-1950s, a new airport in a barren corner of the globe opened and quickly gained traction, drawing profit-hunting airlines to its terminals. The airport in Anchorage, Alaska, connected the world during the Cold War at a time when airlines could not fly over the Soviet Union. It linked the West to the Far East, transforming local airlines into intercontinental giants. So while Alaska is considered by many to be the last frontier, in truth, it is in the center of the world. Built in 1951, Anchorage International Airport was home to Alaska Airlines, Northwest Orient, Pacific Northern Airlines, and Reeve Aleutian Airways. To understand why Anchorage was such a crucial stop for airlines, we have to look at the political situation of the time. This was the Cold War, and the Soviet Union was hardly friendly with Western states. If you wanted to fly from Europe to Asia, or vice versa, you had to go over Russia. Except you couldn't. The Soviet Union rarely let airlines other than its own fly over the state, making trans-Eurasian air travel impossible, until 1957. Scandinavian Airlines System, now more commonly known as SAS, opened a route from Copenhagen to Tokyo via Anchorage. Northwest Orient followed suit, opening routes from the US to Asia with a stop in the Alaskan city. Anchorage wasn't an attractive destination for airlines in any respect. Rather, it was in a perfect geographical position, which made it excellent for traveling from the US and Europe to Asia, at a time when aircraft had limited range and airlines could not fly over the Soviet Union. Anchorage had found its purpose as an international air hub, providing refueling and maintenance services to visiting airliners. By the 1960s, Anchorage advertised itself as the air crossroads of the world, with Japan Airlines, KLM, Air France, Lufthansa, British Airways, and SAS regularly using Anchorage as a refueling stop on their Europe to Asia routes. This was the dawn of the jet age, and Anchorage International Airport was soaring to unprecedented heights, expanding its east-west runway to 10,600 feet, long enough to support even the largest airliners. And remember, at this time, Anchorage only had a population of 45,000. Yet multiple European airlines were frequent flyers there. The Good Friday earthquake toppled the airport's air traffic control tower. Fortunately, neighboring Lake Hood Seaplane Base had an ATC facility which was used until a replacement was constructed. It began to seem as if nothing could stop Anchorage's unprecedented growth. In the 1970s, oil was discovered in Alaska, and news of the Trans-Alaskan Oil Pipeline drew tens of thousands of job seekers and business hopefuls to Anchorage. International passenger traffic increased immensely, and Anchorage's population had more than tripled by 1980. Alaska was a state of prosperity with rich resource supplies and a beautiful natural landscape. But in 1989, everything changed. The face of global aviation was evolving. New long-range aircraft like the Boeing 747, 767, and McDonnell Douglas MD-11 were being produced, enabling long-haul flights to become viable. During this time, the fall of the Soviet Union led to Russian airspace opening for wider use. European airlines no longer needed to fly to Asia via Anchorage. They could do it directly at less of a cost. Anchorage's passenger numbers fell dramatically, and a new passenger concourse developed only a few years before it was left with no planes to fill it. However, that same year, something else happened which changed Anchorage for years to come. FedEx Express and UPS Airlines opened major cargo sorting hubs in Anchorage. That might seem like an odd move. Anchorage is incredibly far from the rest of the contiguous United States. While that's correct, we again have to step back and look at Anchorage's geographical location. Take a look at these routes. Miami to Tokyo, Houston to Shanghai, Beijing to Mexico City. These routes are a perfect illustration of why Anchorage is perfect for cargo carriers. It sits directly under the flight path of hundreds of city pairs between Asia and the US. In a world where most large airliners can fly trans-Pacific, it seems strange that an air freight company would choose to slow down their transportation with a stop halfway along the route. Until that is, you consider that the less fuel a plane has to carry, the more cargo it can carry. By stopping at Anchorage, aircraft can carry less fuel on each leg. resulting in a greater cargo weight capacity and better fuel efficiency per unit of cargo. Even though planes have the highest fuel flow on takeoff and landing, the distance of Anchorage from the aircraft origin and final destination makes stopping along the way the most economically viable option. This also resulted in the city becoming a major scissor hub for freight. Here's an example. Say a parcel had to be shipped from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Hong Kong with UPS in about 48 hours. UPS would collect your package, take it to one of their sorting hubs where the package would be loaded onto a truck and taken to Pittsburgh Airport's cargo terminal. It would be put on UPS Flight 1151 to UPS's super hub, Louisville, operated by an MD-11F at 9:50 p.m. local time, where it would then be offloaded in Louisville just before 11 p.m. At 3:30 a.m. local time, the package would be put on UPS Flight 64, operated by an all-new Boeing 747-8 freighter, where it would arrive in Anchorage at 5:50 a.m. The package is offloaded, and the previous aircraft proceeds to fly to one of many Asian destinations, like Taipei, Shanghai, Osaka, and Beijing, whilst at 10 a.m., your package is loaded onto UPS Flight 62 on a 747-8F to Hong Kong, where it would be driven to its final destination after landing at 2 p.m. After 3 flights and 28 hours, the package made its way from one side of the world to the other. By using Anchorage to carry more cargo and less fuel, fuel efficiency and profitability is expanded. So how does this operation work? With over 48,000 takeoffs of wide-body freighters each year, Anchorage's cargo operation is in a class of its own. Anchorage Airport has a special status as a cargo hub. It has expanded cargo transfer and service opportunities. This grants the airport exclusive rights to transfer foreign packages and mix them with domestic packages, maximizing efficiency and reducing costs in the process. There are 3 main regulations for transferring packages at Anchorage. Firstly, online transfers. This is what happened in the example outlined previously, where a package moved between 2 aircraft from the same airline. Secondly, a package is permitted to move from one airline's aircraft to any other airline's aircraft, enabling many more connections to be possible by using other airlines' routes. Finally, airlines can commingle cargo, mixing cargo with final destinations in the United States and foreign-bound cargo, for example to the Caribbean, Canada, or Mexico. This provides airlines with incredible flexibility with many possible connections available from their routes. It's just as easy to fly a package from Nome, Alaska to New York via Anchorage as it is to fly one from Taipei, Taiwan to San Juan in Puerto Rico. The U.S. government has also been a supporter of international aviation in Anchorage, giving the airport regulatory exemptions, meaning carriers can ship cargo through Alaska without breaking its international jurisdiction. The growth of e-commerce has resulted in increased cargo traffic from companies like Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, and more. Jim Cesniak, the airport manager, stated that the airport sees up to 6 747 freighters headed to Amazon's hub in Cincinnati alone on a typical day, with around 47 cargo wide-body operations from UPS and FedEx. However, Anchorage is still primarily a refueling stop, especially for Asian carriers like EVA Air Cargo and Cathay Pacific Cargo. For this reason, 14 wide-body ramps are located in the middle of the airport, allowing them to quickly refuel and depart, given that aircraft only make money when they're in the air. The airport enables refueling at twice the speed of most other major airports in the world, as ground pumps enable fuel to be pumped into 2 tanks at once. By making a technical stop in Anchorage, many airplanes can carry an extra 100,000 pounds of cargo, boosting revenue and maximizing profitability. Despite all of this, Anchorage's status as a cargo mega hub may soon be in jeopardy. FedEx has already cut one route to Anchorage. The airline said that cargo never switched aircraft on the route, and it was simply a refueling and crew swap spot. FedEx spokesman Scott Fielder declined to speculate on future route cuts in Anchorage, but said that FedEx continually adjusts its routes as the market shifts. Cargo traffic has risen by 15% in the last 10 years, propped up by growth in global air freight. But with 10% of jobs in Anchorage being provided by the airport, if the airport suffers, Anchorage does too. What might persuade airlines to continue flying to Anchorage is ancillary operations. By offering repair centers under the flight path between the US and Asia, it would make sense for airlines to fly there, as they can sort cargo and also complete aircraft maintenance. For example, if an aircraft for whatever reason has an unusually long layover in the city, the airline can exploit the time to complete aircraft maintenance. meaning that the aircraft can fly when maintenance scheduled elsewhere would have grounded the plane. Ultimately, Anchorage will most likely never reach the same fate as Shannon and Gander, airports which many will never have heard of, but were once essential in air transport like Anchorage is today. However, its rise and fall is a symbol of the volatility and unpredictability of our increasingly turbulent aviation industry. Surfshark allows you to stay safe online with their VPN service. It blocks ads following you from site to site and keeps no logs, so neither Surfshark nor your internet connection provider can view your activity. With over 1,040 super-fast servers in 61 countries, you'll have the benefit of having access to exclusive content on streaming services like Netflix and YouTube. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, there's no reason not to try it. So get 83% off your Surfshark subscription with the link in the description. I quickly want to thank you all for listening into this pilot video on our channel, Air Labs. Our goal with Air Labs is to provide educational, interesting information about aviation history, be it talking about airports or airlines or certain interesting events that have taken place in the past. These videos take an incredible amount of time to create, so we'd appreciate you subscribing or leaving video suggestions in the comments. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you all next time.